Hey everyone, it's Katie here again. So today I'm going to be talking about what will happen when you report your sexual assault to the police. So first of all, you'll go to the police station or call up the police station, and they'll ask you a series of questions about what happened and things like that. Ask you, certain questions they may need. If it was something that happened a long time ago, they won't need to do a medical. However, if it is a recent sexual assault, then they may have to do a medical exam. So you may have to go to the doctor, go to the hospital and go through like a, what they call a rape kit or sexual assault kit, which is quite, quite difficult for people after they've been violated already, but it is necessary for the investigation, I guess, especially if you don't know the person. Yeah. So once you report your sexual assault, you'll do a short kind of interview thing with the police, and then they'll set up an interview, which is like a lot more in depth with a trained professional, but you can actually you can say if you want a male or a female if you feel more comfortable with that. So yeah, because I guess when I went through the court process, that was something that I wasn't actually aware of, and so I was quite uncomfortable with having a male interviewer, but I didn't know my rights or anything, so yeah, I just want to let you know yours. Also, you should be respected, and they should treat you as if you were telling the truth. So if you feel that they are not respecting you and things like that, you can definitely, tell someone and like higher up, and then hopefully getting a new detective or something like that. But anyway, so basically you'll have this interview and it's quite in depth. Like it's very I'm definitely going to be honest, it is probably one of the most hardest parts in the court process, because they want to know every single detail of what happened to you, which is honestly horrible. But like, you can get through it, and I'll do another video later on just giving you tips, I guess, on that whole interview thing, because I know it can be quite difficult. Yeah. So also, after they have the interview, they may need to speak to other people. If you have like other witnesses that were like may know what happened or were around, or if you have any witnesses, or talk to the individual themselves. And it will also go to the Crown, which is like so the Crown is like lawyers, but they're from the government, like they are so if you have a Crown lawyer, you don't have to pay for, like for a lawyer. Here in New Zealand, this is here in New Zealand, so please, just note that this is what happens here in New Zealand. So I might be wrong about different countries, it might not be how it works there. So yeah, the police will put in the report and things to the Crown, and then the Crown will decide if there is enough evidence to, you know, proceed with the case, or, you know, if there unfortunately isn't enough evidence. I know it can be very disheartening and difficult if there isn't enough evidence, like I really, really do. But please know that, you know, the reason they don't decide that it doesn't have enough evidence is not because they don't believe you. A lot of the time it's actually because they don't want to have to put you through the court process if, you know, they know that you're gonna be ripped apart by the Defence Counsel, and, you know, it's going to be a long, hard road for you, and there's not that evidence there, unfortunately, you know. It's because they are trying to look out for you in your best interest. Please understand that. But, you know, if this person who you reported or something, if they do end up reoffending, then they, like, can reopen cases and things like that, so, or use it as propensity evidence if someone else presses charges or something like that. It's quite complicated though to explain. So, you know, if you don't get that evidence, like, just know that I believe you. You know what happened, and, you know, just because there isn't enough evidence, it doesn't mean that you're lying. Yeah, and then so once the Crown, I guess, accepts that, you know, they can investigate further, then the police may go and talk to the offender or other witnesses and ask more questions and, you know, start investigating, I guess. And then if once they've spoken to the offender, then they'll take it back to the Crown and see if they have enough evidence again, and then, like, to actually go to court. So then they'll, like, decide if you have enough evidence to go to court. So I believe if they plead guilty, then you can go straight to sentencing. But if they plead not guilty, then it may have to go to trial, you know, if you have enough evidence again, because, like, a lot of cases this isn't one thing I really want you to know. You know, a lot of cases actually don't have enough evidence to get to court, so please know that, you know, it's not just you. There's a lot of people that report it and it doesn't have enough evidence, so, you know, it's quite common, unfortunately, because the police are trying to protect you and your well-being. So yeah, and then once it goes, if it has enough evidence to go to court, then they'll have a pre-trial, what they call a pre-trial, so the offender will go to court, and you don't have to go to court at that stage though. And then they'll, you know, I don't know how the pre-trial actually works, because I've never been there, so I was just, I guess, on the other side of it. But yeah, then they'll, like, hopefully then you'll have your trial, and so their defence lawyer will ask you a whole heap of questions and stuff like that. And then I'm going to do another video as well later on about, like, how to prepare to give evidence and things like that, because that can be quite scary for a lot of people. And again, that's one of the worst parts in the court process as well for a lot of people. And I just want to help people know how to prepare for that. And and then if the trial comes back as a guilty verdict, then you'll have the sentencing, and you may write a victim impact statement, which is like how the assault has affected you as a person. So that can be really helpful to like share what you're going through and things like that. So if you have any questions about the court process, because I've probably missed things out, like let me know down below. I'm gonna do a whole series on like different things, because the one thing I wished when I was going through the court process was I wish I could talk to someone else who's been through it, because like a lot of people, they would go, oh that's tough, or oh that's sad, but they wouldn't really understand it. Like, I guess it's one of them things you have to actually go through it yourself to really understand the magnitude of how difficult it is. A lot of people be like, oh, you'll be alright. That was one I hated, because sometimes, we are not okay, and it's okay to actually not be okay and not feel good. So, I just want to encourage anyone who is, thinking about going through the court process, or, I know it's not going to be easy, but I care about you and I believe you, and, if you do choose to follow it through, then I respect you beyond words. Like, but if you also decide not to report it, that's okay too. Like, I'm not going to judge you. I understand that it is such a difficult thing, so, I don't hold it against you or anything if you choose not to do it, because it is probably one of the most difficult things in this whole life to, do. So it's okay to also, like, because everyone deals with things differently. So, just keep going on, and I'm going to be making a whole heap of videos on, like, the court process and things like that. So hopefully, I can help other people who are going through it, and or thinking of going through it. And, stay strong. I love you. You're such a great person, and we need you here. So many people care about you, and keep sharing your story, and hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, then that's awesome. Like, I hope that I can, give you more helpful videos in future. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Alright, bye.